Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into NXT presents the Great American Bash from August the 6th, 2024. A pretty solid show for the most part. We have some news and notes to go over, but I'll save that towards the end. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Trick Williams versus Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, he defeats Trick Williams via the bitter end. I'm upset at Shawn Michaels with this crazy, bizarre decision, but I see why he did it. Obviously, they're going to have more than one match. I expect for Trick to get his win back at No Mercy, which takes place on Sunday, September the 1st. And when they move to the CW on October 1st, I expect for Trick Williams to get his rematch against Ethan Page for the NXT Championship. So this is fine. This does make sense. I assume Pete Dunne's going to stick around for a while. So that's fine. I guess he'll be doing double duty on Raw and on NXT. All right, I guess. Moving on. So the NXT locker room, they take issue with Lexis King being the DJ during the barbecue. Lexis King can't stand Eddie Thorpe's EDM music. So Tank says that there'll be no fighting at Hank and Tank's barbecue. Mr. Stone and Stevie Turner, they bicker to see who can eat more. So that leads us to a riff-off. And Ava, she looks completely confused as she sees what's transpiring. That's fine, I guess. Who really cares? Just more weird NXT host stuff. Who cares? Moving on. So Nathan Frazier wishes Ethan Page good luck with his upcoming title defense. On the contrary, Ethan Page says that if it's Nathan Frazier who needs the luck because his tag team partner got pinned by MSK last week. Nathan Frazier says that getting pinned is kind of Ethan's forte as of late. Let's see who actually walks out of the bash a champion at the end of the night. Moving on, that's fine. Moving on, so Kalani Jordan, she defeats Tatum Paxley. She retains the NXT Women's North American Championship. The crowd was really into Tatum Paxley. They actually wanted her to win, and I'm in that same boat. I like Kalani Jordan, but Tatum Paxley would make a really good champion, it seems like. The match was solid, so I thought we were going to get the finish when Paxley, when she hit the 450, but to no avail. So Kalani, she wins via the moonsault that she does. So that's fine. So post-match, no, she wins via the frog splash, my bad. So post-match, Wendy Chu, she begins to choke out Tatum Paxley for whatever reason. And it was weird as fuck to me. I don't understand why that occurred. And we still have not gotten an explanation as to why she turned heel. So at this point in time, I have given up on that. So it is what it is. Moving on. So Charlie Dempsey, he's not pleased that Miles Bourne keeps getting thrown around like nothing by Kendall Gray. So Ren Sinclair accuses Charlie Dempsey of stuffing Tavion Heights in the trunk, which is funny. Dempsey reminds Ren Sinclair that Tavion is in Japan. He's competing for the N1 for Pro Wrestling Noah, which is cool. So Dempsey is still he's still reluctant to allow Ren and the No Quarter Catch crew or the NQCC. So Tony D pokes fun at Dempsey for a little bit. However, he wants to sweeten the pot. If Ren wins her match tonight, The Dunne will deliver another Heritage Cup title opportunity. Charlie Dempsey says that Ren can join the group if she wins because she'll be the ticket to him getting his Heritage Cup trophy back. That's fine. That's cool. Cool stuff. I'm loving the No Quarter Catch group. Really good shit there. Continuing on, so Pete Dunne, him and Trick Williams, they get into a little brawl backstage. That's fine. Moving on, Ethan Page, he defeats Oro Mensah. This was a really long match, so he retained the NXT Championship. It took not one but two All Egos to defeat Oro Mensah. And I have no idea why he didn't want on the outside. To me, that was dumb. So he did a Razor's Edge on the outside through the picnic tables and all that stuff that was set around. That's fine. But again, the match was long too. They had like a really long competitive match. The match should have lasted no more than about 10 minutes. I don't know why it went like 15 to 20 minutes. It just doesn't make any sense, but such is life. So that's fine. So Ethan won the match via the Ego's Edge, which is okay. And then post match, he's like he doesn't care if he has to face Trick or Pete Dunne. It doesn't matter to him. He's still going to remain NXT champion, which makes me kind of wonder if we're going to get a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver, but at No Mercy, which would be Pete Dunne, Ethan Page, and Trick Williams. So, yeah, we'll see. Moving on. So, Kelly Kincaid, she had a backstage interview with the Rascalz, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Wes Lee. It's been a long journey to get to this moment tonight. So, Zachary Wentz said that it's been 852 long days since MSK had the tag team titles. There's been frustration, but hope that this day would come. They never thought this moment would come. Wes Lee says that he has some very dark days. He had some very dark days in NXT. They were on cloud 9 being champions, and then he was all alone. He was fortunate enough to have an incredible run with the NXT North American Championship, but this is without a shadow of a doubt the best part of his career. NXT is all about moments. It's going to take a lot of effort to beat Nathan Frazier and Axiom, but tonight is their moment. Okay, that's fine. Moving on. Ashanti the Adonis, he attempts to flirt with fine-ass Jaida Parker and Brinley Reese. So, that was cool. That was funny. He got shot down. I'm loving this player gimmick that Ashanti's playing. Really good stuff. So Jaida Parker, she bickers with Lola Vice and Soruka about who should get the next shot. And they also powerbomb one of the guys who used to be on the NXT documentary when they were bringing in the new recruits or whatever. He got put through a table, so that's fine. So this leads us into Joe Hendry. He defeats Joe Coffey. He takes out Gallus towards the start of the match, and then towards the end of the match, Gallus tried to get involved. They did the Eddie Guerrero spot where he threw the chair, and then he got on the announce table. The referee saw it. The referee then ejected the rest of Gallus, and then Joe Hendry won via the standing ovation chokeslam for the 1, 2, 3. And then post-match, she gets on the mic because Sarah Schreiber, she did a post-match interview. So Joe Hendry said he's not done with NXT. There may be a lot of people in the locker room that will have a problem with that, but they'll find him next week. As far as what's next, you won't even have to say his name because he will appear. I'm loving this. Joe Hendry kicks ass, man. I think what they're going to end up doing is restructuring his TNA contract. They'll probably let him work NXT for a while. I do expect for Joe Hendry to be TNA champion probably by Bound for Glory. That's what they might do. So, there's that. if he doesn't win it at Bound for Glory, then I could see next year, whenever his contract is up, he's automatically going to NXT. And he'll be successful on the main roster. That's a given. So, he'll be fine. Moving on. So, Chase U, they'll get a shot at the Tag Team Championships next week. And they're going to take on the winners of tonight's main event. But it's going to be Ridge Holland and Andre Chase representing Chase U. Ridge says that Mr. Chase deserves the opportunity to capture some gold, and that ruffles some feathers with one Duke Hudson because he looked distraught and kind of sad. So this is probably hinting towards a heel turn. I could see Duke turning heel and costing Andre Chase and Ridge Holland the win next week. So that might be a possibility. Continuing on. Oh my God. Fuck. Lame ass Sean Spears, he appeared on our televisions once again. So he tells Brooke Jensen to open his mind and stop feeling sorry for himself. Mr. Stone has an idea. There should be a multi-person match featuring superstars who haven't got a shot at the NXT Women's Championship. So Stevie decides to punch Mr. Stone in the face because she wants to pitch this idea to Ava and Hank and Take. They get in a brawl with the Good Brothers. Who gives a shit about any of this? This is all stupid. I don't give a fuck about any of this. Moving on. Vic Joseph, he announced that there's going to be two back-to-back debuts when NXT goes to the CW on October 1st. So CM Punk, he's going to make a special guest appearance on week 1. And week 2, Randy Orton is going to be making an appearance for week 2. Because NXT is going to be in Chicago for week 1. And then week 2, they're going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. So that's cool. That should be fun. It'll be interesting to see Randy in NXT. I think that'll be fun. So I'm down for that shit. Sign me up. And it was going to be obvious that CM Punk was going to be there anyway. He probably wants to run NXT alongside Shawn Michaels once he's done doing stuff on the main roster. So, yeah. Moving on. So, Ren Sinclair, she defeats Kendall Gray. So, she's now a part of the No Quarter Catch crew. So, she ends up hitting the Rose Plant / Dirty Deeds that Dean Ambrose used to do in WWE. It's like a headlock takeover almost, kind of. It's basically like the Rose Plant. So this is fun. That's fun. I'm glad. Really good shit there. Moving on. So we get another Javon Evans vignette. So basically, he tells us that he was trained by Lord Tensai and everything else, and he took pictures with him when he was a kid and everything. He still hasn't figured out what he wants to do in NXT, but he's young, and that was basically the whole gist of the promo. This is fine. It makes sense, but he needs to find himself. He even said it in his promo, so I'm rooting for him. I really am rooting for him. Hopefully, he'll be successful. And I think he will. I really do think that Javon Evans will do good stuff in NXT. I do. I could see him possibly being the one to answer Obafemi's open challenge next week. Speaking of Obafemi, so he had a very productive meeting with Ava. So next week, he's going to be putting his North American title on the line, like I said before. So Tony D proceeds to interrupt Obafemi's interview just to plug his upcoming title match against Charlie Dempsey. And then Obafemi was not happy about that. So that's fine, I guess. Really good stuff, though. Really good stuff. I could also see Tony D or even Stax go after the North American Championship as well. I can see that happening as well. Main event of the evening. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they defeat MSK, which is Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz. So the match was solid, fun. Very spotty, but fun nonetheless. So, my bad. I was gonna say the Rascalz, but Axiom, he retains via the golden ratio for the 1-2-3. So, post match, Wes Lee and the Rascalz, they all hug each other. They all embraced. They're all talking to Wes Lee, saying, "Man, it's fine. We'll get him next time. It's all good in the hood and everything." And then out of nowhere, Wes Lee finally, after months of build-up, he turns heel. So he super kicks the shit out of Trey Miguel. He low blows Zachary Wentz, and then he beats the shit out of both the Rascalz. So he beats up Trey Miguel. He does a Meteora on the steel steps to Zachary Wentz, and he dips out. That was it. This is great. This actually does make sense. Wes Lee should have been heel for a long time ago, and I'm down for this. Again, this is justified. You know, Wes Lee, he's very upset that his bros weren't with him before, and not only that, he was also upset that he could not recapture the North American Championship. So now Wes Lee has to go to the dark side, become a heel, and go after, presumably, I would say, probably the NXT Championship after Trick Williams, once he regains it from Ethan Page. So I do like this. I'm down for this. This makes perfect sense. Seeing a heel Wes Lee is great. The crowd, they also chanted, "Holy shit!" They were shocked, as was I. I thought this was a very, very beautifully done angle, and I'm excited to see, you know, how he explains himself next week. And I'm down for this. This makes perfect sense. So overall, week 1 and week 2 of the Great American Bash was solid. So both weeks were solid. I think the only thing that's going to present a problem will be the ratings, because they were on Sci-Fi for 2 weeks, but the ratings shouldn't dip that much. But such is life, so it happens. Now, for the news. So, the Lucha Bros, they have now been taken off of All In. And it seems that via reports and rumors that they're headed to WWE. I know some people want them to go to the main roster. That won't happen. They'll probably go straight to NXT to revamp the tag division. And that's probably where they'll end up. So, yeah. I think probably at No Mercy, we'll see the debut of Stephanie Baker or Julia. If not, they'll probably save one of their debuts for the CW on October 1st. But all in all, NXT was solid, man. The Great American Bash was solid. The Wes Lee stuff was great. Him turning heel was great. Obafemi, he still continues to do good stuff, but he seems like he has no sense of direction. Javon Evans, he gives us hope and promise, basically. So, the show overall was solid. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.